Hi everybody and welcome to Ask Alax. I'm back. Let me put on that hot music. Maybe you can hear it a little bit. But how are you guys doing on this nice Saturday? Ooh, almost hit that mic. I wanted to do a little bit of sort of a quick update with because I made that blog post the other day about just like what's going to be happening because I will be gone next Saturday and that means I'll probably be inactive completely across everything. Like, we're gonna have the weekly videos early on Wednesdays, so you will get those every week, so that's gonna be fine. You're gonna get your early videos as well. The only thing that's gonna change is like because I usually change who appears on the end card at the end of every month, and I kind of just forgot that, like, oh yeah, I'm not gonna have the people for April, so I'm just gonna preemptively do that with whoever's before April 27th, and hopefully no one between April like 27th and May 1st. Like, oh my god, what the heck, I wasn't on. It's like, it's nothing intentional. I'm literally gone until the 11th. And then the next video I'm going to be able to edit is going to be, what, May 18th or something like that? Actually, no. So the next video that I'm going to be editing is probably going to be, like, a month later from now. That's wild. 2 weeks really does mess with things, like, so that's just a preemptive thing. It's only going to be happening now. Like, you don't go to Japan often, or at least I don't, and this isn't some little trip for me either. It's a big trip for me, like personal life, so obviously it'll affect my work a little bit. I'm trying to make it seem seamless, but like I won't kid you guys. It's like I have to preemptively make a few videos. Some of them, like the Sonic R video for next week is done right now, so that's pretty good. I just have to do the live segment, so happy about that. Happy how everything's going about. I think that music's way too quiet. You can't even hear it. Oh, there we go. Ooh, I like that. These are just like, I think I'm gonna transform these Ask Alaxes because I do answer the questions, but they're gonna be more like weekly updates, weekly like vlogs, just talking about the week and whatnot. Because I think that's good. I've talked to a few patrons about this, and then we're gonna get to the questions. So whatever is in that blog post is there. I just wanted to mention those few things in case you weren't aware or you don't read those. This is just for you to know that the next few weeks are gonna be a little weird. After I return from Japan, oh my god, that is too epic. After I return from Japan, I want to do that Smash tournament I was talking about. I also want to do a charity stream, just in general, not Patreon related. Just a charity stream for, I haven't decided the charity, but you know, I haven't really given back in ways that, and I really want to as a YouTuber slash streamer, so I think that would be a good way. And I may not even do it on Twitch, because YouTube will give me a bigger audience to do a charity stream. So that's probably my plan for June. Too Many Games is happening, and I will be attending as a guest, so I will have a panel there, so anyone interested, come and find me if you're close and in the area. Even if you're not, like, it's a great convention. I had a lot of fun last year, and this year's gonna be crazy because so many, like, Arlo's gonna be there, Scott the Waz, amongst many other people like Ant Dude, some call me Johnny. The Runaway guys are gonna be there as well. Angry Video Game Nerd. Probably forgetting somebody, not intentional at all. And other smaller creators that don't have guest slots, they will be there as well, like Balrog, Orum Dude, I always call him Justin, so Orum Dude, other people like that. So yeah, consider it. My last point I wanted to make was Patreon changes coming because I wanted to, in life in general, like, I know it's kind of a big thing, I just wanted to change like how I'm structuring like my workload in my life, because for the last little bit it's not been great, not just from starting weekly videos, just in general. It's not that it's not been great, it's just been imbalanced, and I really need to like fix the balance in my life. It's hard to do that because I can't just like take a huge break and reorient myself. I have to like do it as it's going. So this is just a preemptive update. This probably may not happen until July, but I'm going to change Patreon to something that's a little more passive. So this is just for those who are the higher tiers, just to know that like I'm probably going to remove some of the higher tiers as well as those rewards, just because, as you know, those are costly. They take a lot of time to set up and organize, and it's just me. Like, I'm not trying to complain. Like, obviously you guys are paying for your tier, so you expect a certain level of like reward, and that's fine. But I'm thinking that, and I've talked to people, I'm like, should I just remove the Patreon, because I've become sustainable in my own like videos and my own content. So it kind of feels like asking you guys for monthly things. It's kind of not fair, because you could be giving it to smaller creators that, and I honestly would prefer that if you gave it to smaller creators that needed the help, who weren't getting consistent views on videos. Because nowadays, like, I'm actually getting consistent views on any video I put out, which is like really humbling considering where I was like a year and a half ago, and many of you were there. like just doing videos I had no idea would perform well at all, and that's scary. Now I wouldn't have that fear, save for a few topics, but it's really humbling. So that's my whole reason for kind of thinking I should go to a passive model. I would still have Patreon, but it would probably be nothing more than $2 to $5 tiers and not that many rewards. Like the Discord would stay, probably end card, but there wouldn't be like, I'm gonna change the end card because I want to have different credit sequences. At sometime this year I'm changing it, so maybe that'll align with what's gonna happen. But I do want to make it more passive. Smaller donation amounts for smaller rewards. I would still do these Ask Alaxes most likely, just less frequently. Or maybe not, just weekly's fine. I don't mind sitting here weekly and just talking to you guys, it's cool. But just some of the more heavy duty stuff, like the $10 tier, like maybe the more involved end cards, and like the play with Alax, I haven't even been consistent with that. Some of the more involved stuff, and I will take a more passive approach to the Patreon. Like it'll still be me, but it'll be still a more not as me being so ingrained, if that makes any sense, because I want to relate my Relax Alax stuff to more business stuff and not just like me, because then where do I get the time to be myself? I've talked to a few of you about that, so that's my whole thought process. I believe now it's good time, and if you have questions, feel free to shoot me any questions at all in Ask Alax or privately. If you need to get me to be friends with you on Discord, I'll happily add you, because I don't have it where I have to add people, because I'll obviously get like a lot of requests if I'm in a server. So with that, let me oh shit, that is big. How long will we be going for? 6 minutes? Oh wow, I thought it was much worse. Let's get into the questions. Where's my little question tab? There we go. Look at that. It's so clean. Let me turn this so you can see my little ugly... Okay, no, that's self-deprecation's getting old. My beautiful Italian face. Alright, Jackson. I love that. Happiness noises. Not sure if my question's in the video or the last. What's your opinion? I don't know, Taki. When you were talking about redesigned Sonic, how are your thoughts on Sonic the GPA? You know, it was in there. I talked about Sonic GPA, and I said that they're basically the same as Adventure, like the lanky Sonic. My opinion on party games, modern ones. I'm assuming you mean, dynamically in the series that first released before the century. You're talking like, Jackbox, you're talking that Overcooked, you're talking that bomb game. Those are all really fun and unique, and I think party games have evolved in nicer ways. It's just hard to get people in couch multiplayer, honestly. Like, getting people to get in a room all together is actually more challenging these days than you think. You're like, but Smash, but it's like, well, yeah, but Smash, but even that's like a small amount of people who actually join together and play that game. A lot of people bought Smash. Actually, I could be really off the mark there. But adult party games, I think they have their place. I think they're really fun, but I don't think they're super duper popular. I think like they're fun for events, and then all the other times of the month if you don't have an event. What are your thoughts on the SATs? Wait, I have to take it? I have no idea about SATs. I never had to do one. No idea what you have to study for that. On this, I think that's what you're talking about. What's my dream car? I'm actually such like a negative. I don't care about cars in the slightest. If I had to have a dream car, something with good gas mileage, something that's half electric, maybe a hybrid, save on gas. I don't drive that much, and I don't really like get off the cars. Some cars are pretty, so it'd have to be like a classic. I think a long time ago I liked the '69 Camaro. Nice. But that's about it. Lawns. What kind of weird question, but can fans be personal friends? Or is my popularity making it hard to put it in more sense? We viewers feel like we are a friend with you when watching your videos or your streams, but as much as we know about you, you don't know us. So yes, so this is actually an interesting topic. It's a very weird, complex, and I'd like to write about it, or at least make a video on it. Like in the future, I've talked about this, I think. I want to make like a channel where I talk about non-gaming related stuff and just more like thoughts that I share. Regardless of where that goes. I've always wanted to talk about this because it's an interesting topic. Some people will just flat out say you can't be friends with your fans because they are watching filtered, a very presented version of you. When fans watch me, they're very much watching a very put together version of me when I know that I'm speaking one to many. The way I'm speaking to you right now is not how I probably would talk to you if it was one-on-one. This is basically me monologuing, but being aware of the monologue. is being seen. So that's not exactly the same as direct one-to-one interaction. So it would be different. And even if I saw you at conventions, I put on like, not a facade. I guess it is sort of like a facade. But I put on a persona, or I put on a mask. Ooh, getting serious. But no, we all do that just to like be able to have social interaction. If it were just me, I would just be like slouched, not really enunciating, very quiet, not even, you know. So there's that. But on the other hand, I think now that I'm really big, it's kind of hard. However, I don't think it's impossible. If someone's a super fan of me, then it becomes very one-sided, and that's not comfortable for even me. But I have made friends with a lot of patrons. But those are the ones where I just started and we became friends. I knew them from past Discord servers. And it wasn't something that happened overnight either. It was over a long time where like just slowly, and when I felt comfortable and when they felt comfortable, and it wasn't forced. If it's trying to be forced, or it's just like someone has an impression of something that isn't shared, then that's already going to end badly. That's actually a very deep question. Thank you for asking. To follow up, would you ever consider having like a weekly call to know your friends better? Like my own friends? A weekly call. Well, I mean, I talk to my friends long enough, but never on, like, I'd like to have more intimate calls with friends, because sometimes when it's large groups of people, it's hard to have intimate conversations, and I do that with some people. What's my opinion on white piracy? Oh, I read this one. That's when you pirate things when you already own it, but you know you can't get a physical copy, so it's sort of like you can't buy the equipment to play them. I'm okay with, like, I know it's kind of controversial, but I don't really see it as that. Like, I'm okay with getting ROMs for things. I don't really have, like, a high horse to stand on with that. I know it's not great, but there are worse things in the world than pirating old N64 games that I'd rather record very quickly. For me, it's optimizing how quickly I can get video footage, and I don't really care if my N64 is here and I don't have the game. I'm like, well, I gotta go buy the game, and then I need the thingy to film it, and then the quality's not even that good, so I have to get a better thing. So it's like, why don't I just emulate it and get it at some high quality? The viewer doesn't care for those 3 seconds that Mario Kart 64 is on screen. So that's my logic, or at least for my perspective. To follow up, do you ever pirate games and then buy the game on another system? I have not pirated a game in a long time, and I don't think I will in the future. If I really want to play a game, I'll buy it. That's kind of how I feel about it. I only really pirate old games, like games that I have no way of playing. I'd much rather have the game if I'm really invested in playing it. Oh, this is Edgy Joe Schmo's question. This is a funny one. What would you do if you woke up one morning and saw that your entire body was covered in blue, fuzzy Muppet instead of skin? You hear a knock at the door, and it's Arlo, but his body is made of skin instead of fur, and he says, "We gotta do something about this." I don't know. What would you do? That's a funny question. Like, I think you just wanted to get a crack out of me, and you already did when I first read it. Yeah, I already answered. I'm like, well, you succeeded. That sounds like an Attack on Titan creature. Become a full-time pinata. So are you always drunk when you ask questions, or was that just the excuse the first time? Oh, and then people were asking where my video was? Okay. I think you mentioned something about this before, eventually shutting down your Patreon. I think I mentioned that in this video, so yeah, just that. Do you have a weird uncle that makes you slightly uncomfortable for a reason you can't quite explain? No. No comments on anyone like that either. I probably, if you ask like family questions, I probably will just go to next or avoid it. Or just personal life stuff that's too personal, so I probably won't. But there isn't. I'm just saying, that's just for the future, if anyone's listening. If you could ensure... Oh, wait, I missed something. What do you think about channels that translate other people's channels for the sake of other people can't understand your content? That happened to a video of mine. I don't really mind. I don't like if it's monetized, because I actually put in the editing for that, and it's like, wow, stealing. Cool. If you could ensure Joker's Smash DLC comes with one thing. So he's already out. Honestly, they really just did everything I wanted. People were like, oh, Wax, it doesn't matter if his moves look the same. There's only so many ways you can do a flip. I'm like, I know, but I wish they were all original, so I didn't feel like I was playing Samus's up special or up air. You know, like, I just wanted to. It's like, there's only so many ways you can like swing a sword. I'm like, it's not my point, but alright. Do you plan on making the $10 reward tiers mugs available for purchase? Yes, I do, but in a little bit. You ever plan on coming to US conventions or tournaments more often? Love to meet you at one. Probably conventions. Not really a fan of tournaments. Not even really a fan of conventions. I go to one a year because convention culture is very like, okay, I'm here. I've seen all the merchandise. I'm here for the merchandise. I'm here for some panels. Honestly, I just go to see people and meet people. Not really networking, just like hanging out with people that are similarly in similar spaces of YouTube, and it's nice that I've talked to online. To piggyback, yes, I am going to too many games. So I think I said it in this thread. Hi, is it okay if I give you a hug? Negative, no hugs. I'm a hug limit. Hug limit 0. No hugs. You're a Scotch drinker too, huh? What's your favorite? I'm very partial to Johnny Walker. I actually don't like Scotch that much. I was probably memeing. My alcohol of choice is rum, but I don't. Scotch is like, whew, you really had a bad day if you're having Scotch. What are your thoughts on the whole etiquette thing? I probably won't comment on that, just because it's not my place to, and I don't really want to speak on someone's mental health as a source of drama or attention for myself. Your thoughts on the Joker video? Though I'm sure. Oh, okay. So yeah, the Joker stuff. Well, I use a Joker skin that's not the purple one. I'm probably just gonna use the Shujin Academy one. I think it's just fresh. I love that one. Will you ever use? Oh, Iron's asking the real questions. Have you watched Super Mario Bros. Z? And could it be a potential for a topic? I think it could fit within a topic of like fan-made stories of games. You know? Because I love Super Mario Bros. Z. That was epic. It is one of the first things that I watched on YouTube when I was younger. It was the reason I got on Newgrounds and YouTube, just to watch that exclusively. What famous celebrity, YouTuber, anyone would you be most stoked about them being in the server? Think Reggie would love it here. Oh man, why is the exposure gone crazy? Like, I fixed it, and then all of a sudden it's like, no, my exposure is like way too cool for you. Get down there, get down there. Man, that's a little better. Sorry about that exposure. Your eyes are probably burning at my forehead. One person that was a celebrity that'd be in here. Maybe like Aaron, maybe. I have a lot of respect for him. That's the only person I think I'm too much of a fan to actually be friends with if it ever were to happen. But I think I could settle down, like, you know. And not really anyone. If people like my stuff, it's more just like, oh my god, this other human likes it. If they make other stuff and I'm like, admire them, then that's the biggest thing. Someone like Sakurai, or like someone who did big shit, watched my stuff, and they're like, this guy makes good stuff. I'd be like, oh my god, thank you! That's like my life stream to like, be respected by the people I respect. A bit of a left field question, but do you refer to the most power meters in games as MP or SP? That is a bit of a left field question. I usually go with SP. But I always call it like, I think I call it a special meter. I think I'm more inclined to call it that, but I don't really play too many games that are that, so that's my one bit of like bias. One dude, how do you feel about the fact that I was in 5th grade when I watched your Choker Conroy Pikmin remix? Oh man, that was old. Like, I remember making that. Man, I was in high school. Times are weird. Times are weird when you remember stuff like that and it's still out there. I regret not keeping more things up, because there were so many more from like 2008 that I made that it would have been really humbling now to go back and watch that. But I was stupid and deleted a channel because I was embarrassed by it. Because kids at school were like, well, not kids at school, just other people were like, lol, this is shit. I'm like, eh. And asshole was like, this sucks, and then I deleted it. Big mistake. And finally, Nick Crow. I believe you're a new patron, if I'm not mistaken, Mr. Crow. Are you playing P4 Golden or the original on the PS2, and are you going to tackle P3 in the near future? Playing Persona 4 on the PS2. Golden was just not a thing that I could have done. Everyone and their mom told me the reasons why I should have and why I didn't, and what if I could and if I couldn't. So, it's not a huge deal that I did it to me. Other people are like, no, you need to! I'm like, alright, I'll watch it after. But no, PS2. P3 is what I want to tackle next. These games are just long, and I'm only 40 hours in. And I'm also going to Japan, so I probably won't even get back to it. I won't probably finish it until the end of June, which is fine by me if I play one game a year, because I want to finish it and then do a very long video at the end of the year on P4 versus P5. And I'm very excited to do that. I have to replay P5 for Joker's Memory Mode, so just a bit of it. I don't know if I'll do the full thing. I want to, but I want to finish P4 first. It's kind of a weird period of time for me to like tackle new games, so I'm just really playing shorter games or games that don't really have stories, and I can only really tackle one story at a time, like one anime, one game. But yeah, that's it for the not the know your moves. That's it for the Ask Alax. If you have any more questions, feel free to ask. And again, DM me, message me if you have any questions. Toodaloo, motherfucker.